Hi and welcome back to my channel, Julep's Garden. It's the month of June. I'm going to go around and show you what's blooming in my garden. Over here I have this planter and I have a double wing begonia in white. She's giving her beautiful little flowers and getting really big. And then these are some impatiens. They've gotten a little leggy on me. I think I'm going to just go back and give them a little trim and see if they tighten up. I planted these up a little while ago and my begonias were looking very sad, but now they have started to leaf out. Even this one that was doing even worse than that one is leafing out, so I'm really happy about that, and I'm hoping to see some blooms on this soon. This is a new addition I got. This is a Echinacea and it's got these beautiful bloom. I'll show you the tag. It's gonna be double scoop cranberry, but look at that bloom. Isn't that beautiful? I'm actually thinking I'm gonna give this to my mom because she loves these colors. So this is my front garden bed and it's all starting to fill in. We have all the black-eyed Susan getting ready to bloom in this area you see here. I added these little begonias and they're coming along. They're just your typical landscape begonia. Here I have my sun patients that have done wonderful. This area was kind of tricky because it's like half sun, half shade, and they have absolutely surpassed my expectations. I don't have to deadhead. I don't need to do a lot of fertilizing. They've been so easy. I have another one back there, and the bee balm and the veronica, they've all kind of stopped blooming for now. And I'm a really big fan of this Dusty Miller. It actually comes back for me year after year, and I love this foliage. It's just beautiful to add to like a bouquet, and it gets this pretty yellow flower later on. Here I had added some more of the double wing begonias, and they are flowering and growing. They're doing really good. Even though my dogs love to run through this area, I've been impressed they've been able to withstand the foot traffic. This is the other sun patient I have and it's doing really well. And all this behind is all black-eyed Susan that's going to be blooming soon. Coming over to the left side of my house, this is where I get the most sun. I barely get 6 hours of sun, so I put everything that likes sun over on this little corner. So here we have some more Echinacea, and they are blooming so beautifully. I love the way this color looks against the black mulch and the green. I'm in love with this. I want to put so much more of this color around here. And then these are more of the black-eyed Susans. You can see they're starting to get their little buds. Here I have my butterfly bush. I gave him a little trim. He was getting very big, so hopefully he'll flush back out. But the butterflies love this. I just saw one, the first one of the season not long ago. And when I gave this shrub a trim, I cut a bunch of blooms and I put them in a vase, and it looked gorgeous. On the left side here I have my garden beds, and they have exploded with growth this last month. You can see here how the tomatoes have grown so high up onto the trellis. Just for reference, this is how tall I am, and that's where my tomatoes are. So I recently went through and I cleaned out all the spring lettuce and spinach and all the pansies I had in here. So I have actually some more room. But here are the nasturtiums. They're kind of getting a little bit beat up by the sun, and I need to go through and deadhead them a little bit. And the carrots, I think they're going to be done soon or ready. So you can start to see here. It's very exciting. It's my first time growing carrots. I have some zinnias coming along. We have some basil. So here are the tomatoes, and I've kind of clipped them on or tied them up to this trellis. This is my rosemary here. But here you can see, look how pretty these look. Don't they look so pretty and healthy? Look at all these clusters. This is the sun gold tomato. Look at that. So coming over to this bed, I have more tomatoes. So this one is an heirloom tomato, and look how beautiful it is. So this is the rainbow tomato. So I think they're all gonna be different shades. And then this over here is a tomatillo. This is my first time growing it, and it's got lots of flowers, and I'm so intrigued to see the first little tomatillo start to grow because I've never seen how they develop. So I'm very excited about this. And here I've let some of my cilantro go to seed so that way it can attract more pollinators into my garden beds. I have a lot of parsley here, more basil. You can see that's this is an Anaheim pepper. It's flipping to the other side of the bed. This is a black crim tomato, and I have quite a few developing here. I'm so excited about these. Have some oregano and some more basil down here. These are some beets, and this is more cilantro's gone to seed. And I have, these are, I believe these, let me see, what are you? Sorry. This is the cow horn pepper. My dad loves to grow this one, and it kind of comes out all curly like that. I think that's where it gets its name, and they still have a lot to grow, so those are gonna keep getting bigger and bigger. This is my first year growing tomatoes and putting flowers all throughout the bed, filling it with tons of herbs. I have like onions on the sides, garlic, chives, and my pest pressure has been so low. I'm so impressed. I haven't had to spray a lot of anything. I did spray some like insecticide where it's just some dish soap and water on some onions that kind of got a lot of pest pressure, but it has not spread all over my beds. Everything for the most part has been doing very well and healthy, and I'm just so impressed. Definitely, if you haven't, add some flowers into your garden beds and it will make all the difference. So here I have more zinnias, and these are some Eskimo marigolds that I'm starting by seed. So excited to see them grow. And opposite to my beds here, please ignore this ugly HVAC. I do have plans to get it all covered up in the future. But these are my dahlias I started. I made these little trellises for them to help hold them up. And everything's looking really good. I have my cosmos and some zinnias that I did not think were gonna make it. And look, they're kind of having a little comeback. And I plan to scatter some more seeds in this area. This is my pineapple sage, and oh, it smells delicious. I can't wait to make a little cocktail with that. Over here, I'm trying to cover up my gas lines with these zinnias. They're so beautiful. I love this color. We have a lot more little babies coming. Here I have some more of that Eskimo marigold. It's supposed to be a white marigold coming by seed. So here I have these two hanging baskets next to the stairs by my deck, and I have impatiens and the double winged begonias again, and they're doing great. They've been very easy, and I love the bright pops of color of the impatiens. Over on this side of the yard, I have this small little bed. I have plans on extending it because everything has been doing so well in this spot. It gets a good amount of morning sun, and I have some hostas, these bright impatiens. I just love the color contrast of the impatiens with this pistachio heuchera from Proven Winners. And look at these. They're still blooming. I'm so impressed with these. These little impatiens are growing and growing. I'm so happy that they're thriving, and I love the color. This is another heuchera. More of the same hosta, my impatiens. This is a coral bells. And look all its little blooms. My gardenia is blooming and smelling fantastic. And then here she is. Look at this hydrangea. She has just stolen the show this year. These ginormous blooms. And they're so bright. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like this color. I really was going back and forth with what color I wanted to add into these beds. But this blue has really just blown me away. And in the evening, when the sun is setting, somehow it still like glows and pops. I absolutely love it, love it. So over here, if you guys remember, I had attempted to grow some that were Easter hydrangeas. These are the only ones that have been giving me blooms, these two pink blooms. This was not one of them. I'm gonna try to figure out exactly what variety this is, but I think this is one of like the endless summers because it grew on old and new wood. However, these, I think I'm gonna have to remove them, and I'm going to add some endless summer hydrangeas. But I really like this color, so I think I'm gonna try and find more of this color. And if you could imagine a whole hedge of that bright blue, I think would look really pretty. This is another one of the same blue variety, but as you can tell, she is not doing as well. And I think it's because she is planted next to all these big trees, and I think they're competing too much for water. So what I'm gonna do this fall is build this bed up and add soil so that she can be a little bit more lifted, and see if they do better like that. Look at these tall trees. I love it. Okay, so I have some shade plants here, and I believe this might be an ostrich fern. I got it off of Facebook, and she has just exploded this year. I love her so much. And I have some more hostas. The hostas are blooming. And then here I'm trying to grow some hardy geraniums. We'll see how they do. They haven't bloomed for me yet. It only gets about 3 hours of sun here, but I did read some geraniums do okay with shade. And over here I have my beautiful Annabelle hydrangeas. I love this area. I'm so excited about it. This is only their first year in the ground here, so I can only imagine how much bigger and stronger they're gonna get. And these blooms, they always impress me with how big these blooms are. They're absolutely gorgeous. I was also thinking, I was trying to think of what I could plant behind them. So over here, I'm gonna put some limelight hydrangeas that I have growing. And then I thought, what could I put in this little area in the middle? So I think I'm gonna try to do some tall Japanese anemones. I did read that there's some that can go up to 4 feet high. And I think that as these blooms are gonna be fading out, the fall anemones would be blooming. And I think that would be really pretty. But just this, I think this one has the biggest blooms out of all of them. Look at this. I love these. I want to say this is probably one of my favorite hydrangeas just because it's so easy. What I did, they haven't flopped over on me at all. I just cut the stems back to like 1/3. So they have 1/3 old wood, and it seems to be holding them up pretty well. This is a hosta bloom. Isn't that beautiful? And so if we go to the left over on this side, you'll see I recently did this bed with my dad in one of my previous videos, and everything is growing really well. This is the honey supertunia, and it's got these like little edges of pink and yellow. It's really pretty. And then we also have the snowdrift supertunia. So I am really expecting these to just explode into one long kind of strip. And look at the Annabelles with the white. I really like the way that looks. I'm actually planning also to add some more sun patience, maybe some pink for a little pop of color here. And so this is up here on my deck. Look at those supertunias. This is a bubblegum, and this is silverberry. This is one super tunia in the pot. Isn't that amazing? This is also just one bubble gum. And then this I have in a huge pot up here. This is a limelight hydrangea. And I'm so excited because this is going to be the first year I see it bloom. I can't wait. And this is my mint garden. I also recently did a video on that. You can see all the varieties I have in here, but they're doing really well. I have another limelight here on the other side. And look at those little blooms. I can't wait to see those. This is my shade Dahlia. Now, we were battling spider mites and aphids and everything, but we seem to have been recovering. I've been spraying her with my homemade soap insecticide, and she's doing really good. This is a hydrangea I got on clearance at Lowe's. It's Pop Star, and she's got lots of buds coming. I'm trying to take good care of her and see if she'll keep blooming. And over here, this is the Walmart container that I did. This whole container cost me less than $30, and I'm so happy with it. I love this texture of the fern and the caladiums. Look at this. I love caladiums. If you go back, you can see when I potted this up, and they have probably tripled in size from when I potted them up. And look at the creeping Jenny. It's spilling over the edges. I do have some wave petunias in here, and I was just gonna try them out and see how they did compared to the super petunias. And I have to say that they grow a lot less vigorous, because as you saw my super petunias up here, all those, they get the same amount of sun, but yet they have exploded with growth. And these do give me flowers, but just not as prolific. I am gonna try to give them a little more fertilizer and see if that helps. Okay guys, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for joining me and your support. I appreciate each one of you, and I love interacting with you guys on the comments, so please leave me your comments. I love to learn from you guys. You guys give me so many helpful tips, and just share my love of gardening. So if you enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Bye. I wanted to show you guys real quick my butterfly bush blooms that I cut and I put in a vase. Now they're kind of drying up a little bit because it's been a few days, but I still love the way they look.